Hi again, welcome back. Christy and Alonso and Matt and Ben. All four of us are here and all four of us have excellent home video picks for you, starting with who's first? Matt, go first.
I'm first, yes. My recommendation this week is Disobedience. This is a fantastic movie. It stars Rachel McAdams and Rachel Weisz as women. Rachel McAdams is married to the soon-to-be probably rabbi of the new, or after the older rabbi has died in this very Orthodox English community. Their old friend, Rachel Weisz, comes back. She has been kind of ostracized. There is a budding romantic relationship between the Rachels. This is a terrific movie. I really like this a lot. It's very moving. It's, you know, no one's particularly the bad guy in this. It's a very dramatic, at times tense story. It's written by Naomi Alderman, who wrote the novella that this is based on. She's written this other great book called The Power, this great novel that's getting turned into a series, I believe, coming possibly to Hulu or possibly to the BBC. But check this one out, it's great.
Beautifully acted, beautifully shot.
From the director of?
I was about to say, I had the pleasure of doing a couple of Q&As with Sebastian Lelio, the Chilean director of Gloria.
And this year's A Fantastic Woman, thank you. This year's Oscar winner, whose title flew right out of my head.
Anyway, so great stories about strong, interesting women. So thank you for your excellent choice. Next up is you, my dear.
So yeah, this is a new 4K restoration of the Italian classic Rocco and His Brothers, directed by Luchino Visconti and starring Alain Delon. I have never seen this movie, but I know that I need to see this movie because it is an important classic of global cinema, also of queer cinema, because Luchino Visconti's camera really likes to look at Alain Delon. But this is, like I said, it's a new 4K restoration. It comes with a video introduction by Martin Scorsese, and so he's a fan. Maybe that will make you want to check it out. This is being released by Milestone, which is a company that does a really great job of making sure that cinema classics are restored and available to a mass audience, and I'm very excited to curl up with this as soon as Outfest is over.
Have you seen this?
No, I haven't, and I'm going to see it too. That's fantastic. I think it's strange that we both picked Italian films.
Oh, go figure.
Well, do you want to do yours next?
No, go ahead.
All right, I'm next. Okay, I'm picking You Were Never Really Here, which just came out a few months ago. We reviewed it here on the show. You can go find our full review somewhere in the ether on YouTube. But this stars Joaquin Phoenix, who also stars in Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot, which we reviewed this week. He plays a Gulf War veteran who has kind of a shadowy job. He goes and he finds missing people, and he does it in really brutal ways. His preferred weapon is the hammer. He'll just go to the hardware store and find the hammer and do what he needs to do with it to get the job done. His latest assignment is to find the daughter of a Senate candidate who has gone missing, and it takes him to this shadowy world in New York of teen sex trafficking, and it's from director Lynn Ramsey. And there's a fascinating use of sound design here, both to put us within this shadowy world and also to put us within the character's mind, because he's very tormented, clearly. The film wisely never holds our hand or spells out completely what it is that happened to him that made him this way, but it's really clear just from the mood and the atmosphere that it's a confusing mix of what's real and what's hallucination, and what's a memory and what's a nightmare, and it's riveting. It's if you like movies that are going to spell everything out for you, you might have a hard time with this, because it definitely leaves a lot up for interpretation, which I love. I like that challenge, and I really admire this film for that. Another deeply felt, powerful, like visceral, to his bones performance from Joaquin Phoenix, and this is a really great one. Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning the name of the female director.
Lynn Ramsey. See, I'm a female film critic, so I will mention the female director.
I have already forgotten it.
You picked one from a male director,
obviously.
Ben. Do yours, please.
Another Italian film with Italian in the title. Now I think released this month on Filmstruck, the only streaming service of the golden age of Hollywood.
That's a catchy little phrase you got there.
Might be a tagline that we use once or twice. This is a De Sica film starring, there you see him, Marcello Mastroianni and Sophia Loren, one of their
Say the title, Ben.
Marriage Italian Style. It's right there, Italian right there in the title. This is one of their 12 or 14 films together. They were, one of the great screen couples of all time. And this is a terrific story about a sort of a businessman during World War II who meets a young girl in a brothel, Sophia Loren, and then proceeds to have her be his extra girl for years and years, and they develop a relationship. And then in just one of the great moments in that era of movie history, she pretends to be on her deathbed to trick him into marrying her. And then it turns out, what do you know, she wasn't on her deathbed.
Spoiler alert.
And it's then, well, it's Marriage Italian Style. It's sort of in the title. And then it's sort of how they resolve that relationship, and it is funny. And when we had Sophia Loren at the TCM Classic Film Festival, she did a long form interview with her son Carlo Ponti, and then I did before this film a brief Q&A with her, and she had written on her hand in Sharpie. She's wearing the most beautiful, elegant pantsuit you've ever seen. She looks fantastic, and she's one of the great stars in the world. And she wrote the word dramedy on her, which she didn't know, but Carlo had told her that this is a dramedy. And it is impossible, it is incredibly funny at times, but it is also intensely serious about this woman sort of taking charge of her life.
Well, probably that word probably didn't exist, right?
Yeah, certainly in her broken English, she didn't know it, and she says in front of the audience, "Yeah, my son, he told me to use this word. It is not a comedy, it's not a drama, it is a dramedy."
Now, this is one that I will admit I have not seen, but just from the trailer, like the clothes look ridiculous. Like the clothes look just gravity defying with her.
That one and Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow make it a double
they're the best
feature.
one. And he is, I mean, everybody knows how great she is, but he is an unbelievably diverse, complicated actor, one of the greats. Yeah.
Totally.
Yes, and so I want to hear more about Sophia Loren, your time with her. Because not everyone has met Sophia Loren.
I have met a lot of great people in this job at TCM. She was probably the person who made me most nervous. When she came backstage, we're at the old Chinese theater, now the IMAX, TCL, whatever, and it's got a long title. And she was in the green room, and it was like the Queen came. I mean, she did not have much of an entourage. She came with her own makeup person who looked like a pirate, and like her son. That was it. And she was so nice to everybody, but everyone was afraid of how do you behave with her.
Okay.
Right. Whereas Mel Brooks comes back there, and they're like, "Hey, Mel Brooks," and you get the business, right? She was lovely. She was wonderful, and I mean, and as she was walking off stage, I'm probably not supposed to say this, I'm looking at her and I'm like, what a great, and I'm like, I'm macking on Sophia Loren, this is weird. But she has this, she has this beauty exudes from her, and this star power exudes from her. Whatever the top tier of living stars
she has it.
But she's on it. You can't name, I think, a bigger star. Maybe she gets tied, but she still has this intense magnetism.
I mean, she and Olivia de Havilland are probably our greatest sort of living of that era when really and did she smell like Chanel No. 5?
Everything about her was just perfect, and she was lovely. And she was sitting there, and everyone was afraid to say hello to her.
And then you did, and then she was lovely?
Of course, she was lovely. Yeah. She wrote, and then she took a Sharpie and wrote dramedy on her hand. Yeah.